Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade and I create content which is designed to help you grow your online presence and create profitable businesses. So today's video, I'm talking about mistakes. Again, I literally just filmed another video about Instagram mistakes in the same outfit, in the same position, literally 2 seconds ago. And here I am creating another video about mistakes. I don't know why mistakes are on my mind at the minute. They just are for some reason. But this video is specifically about mistakes you may be making as a content creator. And this one's really, really close to my heart because I work with a lot of content creators. I am a content creator. I feel like my life mission at the moment is basically to help content creators flourish. So this topic is super important to me, and I've got a whole list of mistakes that a lot of people are making, and it's massively holding them back and preventing them from really seeing the growth that they deserve to see. So hopefully after this video, if you are making these mistakes, you're going to stop and it's going to be a huge help to everyone. Let's just get straight into it. Okay, so the first mistake, which is super, super common that you might be making as a content creator, is diversifying your channels too quickly. So what I basically mean by this is when you decide that you are going to be across multiple different social media channels all at once. Now, there's obviously nothing wrong with being across multiple social media channels. Like, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm now on Pinterest. Like, who am I to sit here and tell you not to be on multiple social media channels? The issue lies in how you go about diversifying your channels. Now, where the problem lies is when you actually start your content creation journey across multiple platforms without truly understanding how each of them work, okay? And to be honest, to really get to a point where you really understand how a social networking site works, you've got to spend some time focusing on that platform and that site only, right? Because if you're gonna try and learn how YouTube works, how Instagram works, and how TikTok works all at the same time, you're going to end up not knowing how any of them work because they are beasts, okay? So what I recommend you do instead is you pick one channel for you to focus on. And when you get to the stage that you feel like you really understand that channel, you've got a good content strategy underway, you know when to post, how often to post, what to post, and you're growing organically and you feel like you've got a really great workflow in place where you're batching your content, you're posting consistently, and basically it's become, let's not say easy because it's never really easy, but it's become quite automated and it's working really well. When you get to that stage, that is when it's time for you to look elsewhere. So that is when it's time for you to be like, okay, YouTube, let's give that a go. Or TikTok, let's give that a go. And to give you a real world example, I started this brand on Instagram and YouTube. The only reason why I was able to get away with starting on 2 channels was because I had multiple channels on Instagram for the past 8 years before that. So I had gotten to the point with one of my channels where it was growing really consistently. I had a really great workflow and all of that great stuff. So I felt like I had learned Instagram like the back of my hand, and I had gotten to the point. So I just realized that's such a weird phrase because who even knows, like, what is there to know about the back of your hand? Anyway, I digress. I got to the point where I knew Instagram super, super well. So I felt comfortable starting an Instagram account, having that running in the background. I set up processes straight away and that was running, you know, like clockwork from the get-go. And then I focused all of my energy in learning and understanding YouTube. And that meant that I was able to really get to grips with how YouTube works. And I very much believe that the reason why I was able to grow as quickly as I did on YouTube over this past year is because I spent so long understanding how the platform worked, which I would not have been able to do if I decided that I was going to start on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Okay. And to bring that to light further, the reason why I'm now able to focus on other platforms like TikTok is because I've gotten to a point with YouTube that it's flowing well. So because I got to that point, I moved on to TikTok. Pinterest, I don't even manage myself. Full transparency, my marketing VA does it for me. So that's why I'm able to be on Pinterest. When you're trying to figure out what platforms you want to start with, one thing I want to really urge you to do is pay attention to the type of content which thrives on each platform. And when you're looking at the type of content which thrives, you want to specifically look at content within your niche. So let's say you are in the plant care niche. Always think of plants because I've got plants all over my flat. Let's say you're in the plant care niche. Go on TikTok and search for other creators in the plant care niche. Look at their content which is performing well and ask yourself, do I want to create content like that? Go on YouTube and do the same thing. Go on Instagram, do the same thing, do on Pinterest, whatever it is. Go on the social networking sites, look for content within your niche and ask yourself, does that content suit me? Do I want to create this type of content? Do I want to create short form content, funny content, educational content? Is that for me? And that's what you should use to guide your answer, okay? Go with what feels right and comfortable for you in the beginning. And when it gets to the point where you've mastered your platform and you're ready to move on, push yourself out your comfort zone and try something new then. Another mistake that content creators are consistently making is focusing too much much on the size of your audience. I know, I get it, everyone wants to grow, like I get it. I also know that the bigger your audience, the more likely you are to land bigger brand partnerships, to get monetized, to access a creator fund, to do all that stuff. I get it, right? However, spending all of your time and energy focusing on the size of your audience will likely mean that you are redirecting energy that could be spent elsewhere. So spending time noticing the fact that you gained 10 followers yesterday, but then today you lost 4 is not time well spent. Instead, I want you to think about what you could start doing now, what's going to help you achieve your future goals, even with a small audience. For example, could you work really closely with your current audience to find out whether or not there's something that they want from you? Maybe it's that they want more of a specific type of content from you and you can work with them to improve your content. Or something that I did, when I had a couple hundred subscribers on YouTube, I was paying close attention to which videos my audience were watching and what questions they were asking under the videos and also through my Instagram DMs. And I used that information to write an ebook. I'll put a link to it in my description if you want to check out what I'm talking about. But I created an ebook and launched it when I literally had a couple hundred subscribers. What that meant was I was able to make a few sales in the beginning. It wasn't a lot, it was like a couple £100 worth of sales, but I was able to make a few sales because I'd literally designed this product based on what my audience had told me. But it also meant that as my following grew, that product grew with me, and now it turns over around £1,000 a month. I've got a whole video on that and how I actually did that, and I'll link to it up here in case you want to check it out. But that's an example of how you can actually get started creating things, monetizing your following when it's still super small. Okay, so another mistake that you might be making as a content creator, this one's super close to my heart, is just writing terrible pitches to brands. If you are the type of content creator who wants to work with brands and wants to get sponsored, which is most content creators, but not all, right? Please pay attention to the messages you are sending to brands. This one's close to my heart because I used to own 2 boutiques, and because they were boutiques, I received a lot of DMs from people, like, oh my God, like tens of, like so many DMs every single day from people asking to collab with me. And they were so bad. Like I would say 99% of my DMs were complete and utter trash. It was literally people messaging me saying collab ? What? What? You have to realize when you are reaching out to brands to work with them, even if you are not asking for a paid sponsorship, right? Even if you're just asking for a gifted item, you've got to realize that in order for the brand to send you an item for free, they are losing money. I very much felt like when influencers were trying to work with me on a gifted basis, they were putting 0 effort into their messages to me because they thought, well, it doesn't cost you anything to send me a bag, it's completely free to you, so why do I need to spend all this time crafting a message? Without actually thinking, wait a minute, it does cost me something to send you this bag. First of all, I lose stock, right? I could have actually sold that bag to a customer, which would have made me money, so I lose stock, but also I lose out on shipping costs. Like, it is not cheap to ship things to people, that costs money, so a brand does lose out on money when they are gifting you an item. So it's just really important to bear that in mind. And when you think about that properly, I'm sure what you end up thinking is, okay, I need to put more effort into my pitches. And by that, I mean, please stop copy and pasting, okay? I don't want to see no copy and paste. People used to copy and paste a message to me and then send me the exact same message 4 months later because they'd forgotten they'd already sent it to me and they were just sending it out en masse. And it was like the most frustrating thing. I was never going to gift that person or work or pay that person to promote my brand when they were putting such little effort into their pitch messages. So the biggest tip I'm going to give you here is just to stop copy and pasting, personalize all of your messages. And if you're looking for more advice here and you want actual templates that I have used, I give everyone who is part of my membership club, the Creators Club, access to all of my pitch templates, group coaching opportunities, live Q&As, masterclasses, like a list of brands who are looking for influencers and creators. I give them loads, but that is all part of my membership club, the Creators Club. So if you're interested, I will of course leave a link in my description. I really hope you're finding this video useful so far. If you are, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the family. I release content every week. I also have a little bit of a gift for you. I have a free masterclass called my Influencer Accelerator Masterclass, which is applicable to all influencers and creators, regardless of where you are in your journey. The masterclass is jam-packed with so much value. It's full of things that I learned from being a content creator myself, but also from hiring content creators and influencers on behalf of massive international brands. So if that sounds of interest to you, it's completely free. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can sign up. Okay, so the next mistake that you are potentially making as a content creator is not having an email list. This is like a buzzword at the minute, I think. Everyone's talking about email list. Love it. So if those of you who don't know what an email list is, it is quite literally a list of emails shocking. It is essentially a list of email addresses from your audience. And the reason why people preach about email lists so much at the moment is because people are starting to really realize that the following that you have on social networking sites is not actually yours. It kind of belongs to the social networking site. You might be on YouTube and accumulate 100,000 subscribers, or be on TikTok and have 200,000 followers. And that would be incredible. It is no mean feat. However, if those platforms go down, you don't have that following anymore. That's it. Or if for some reason your account is removed, that's it, game over. What an email list allows you to do is to gather the email addresses of your audience, store them yourself, and it allows you to consistently have the ability to speak to your audience regardless of what other platforms are doing. This is especially important for those content creators out there who are looking to diversify their income one day, who are looking to develop some kind of program which is going to service their audience more on a deeper level. Having an email list is going to be your most effective way to really communicate that to your audience. So I have a whole video on email lists and how to create one for beginners. I recommend checking it out. I'll link to it up here. But the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you've got a really great platform which allows you to collect email addresses. The one that I recommend and the one that I use is called ConvertKit. It is a very incredible platform. I will leave a link in the description. But it will basically allow you to begin collecting email addresses, and it will allow you to start contacting your audience via email on a regular basis. Okay, so another mistake that content creators are making, specifically this year, I would say, is focusing too much on brand partnerships. Now, I know that might sound rich to me because I work with brand partners on this brand and this channel. I've worked with brand partners on my other channels in the past, like I get it. However, one thing that you might be surprised to hear is that my sponsorships and brand partnerships are actually only responsible for about 15, sometimes 20% of my income. Now that percentage is completely different for most content creators. In fact, I read somewhere recently that for most content creators, 70% of their income comes from working with brand partners. Now that is okay, but it's also quite risky. Having one income stream which makes up so much of your income in general, regardless of what that income stream is risky. And sometimes people will ask me, do you ever get worried about where your paycheck is coming from next month? And honestly, I don't. And that is purely because I have diversified my income streams to the point where if 1, 2, or even 3 of my income streams went completely down and made no money one month, I would still make enough money in my business to pay my business expenses and also to pay for my mortgage. I might not have enough to like go out and, you know, eat, but the mortgage would be paid. I'd have a roof over my head, and that's the key thing, okay? You might be thinking, okay, great, but what other income streams are actually available to me as a content creator? And if you're asking that question, then you're in luck, because there are so many income streams available to you as a content creator, especially now. Way more now than there was this time last year. For example, there are various creator funds across all different social networking sites now. So TikTok has one, Instagram has one, YouTube has always had one, their partner program. But this is a demonstration of how social networking sites are waking up to the power of the content creator, and they're now setting aside money every single year, which is literally only to be used on rewarding creators, okay? So that's another way that you could diversify your income. There are also other things that you could do. So for example, you can create merchandise, you can create an online course and monetize one of your skills, you can create a membership club, the list goes on and on. And do you know what? If you signed up to my Influencer Accelerator Masterclass, you're gonna hear so many more ideas on how you can diversify your income streams, but you're also gonna hear the exact steps that I took to diversify my income streams as well. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, I recommend checking out this video. It's all about how I was able to become a full-time content creator in under 12 months. So I 100% checking it out if you're interested in this kind of subject, which I'm guessing you are because you made it to the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in my next video.